Alrighty, PG-13. And well, I have to make the video over because you can't go over 15 minutes. So, when you upload it to YouTube. That's really weird. Anyways, we have the gold-headed version of 1988 Destro. And then there is the 1983 version. And both versions look pretty cool. However, there is other O-ring versions, but the head's smaller, so I wouldn't really recommend them. So we're not even gonna look at those. Now, since I have to redo the video again, there is a lot to talk about. But we'll just put him aside for a second. Now, this is the Toxo Viper, and I do believe that is, I think, 1991 version. We'll just have a quick peek just to make sure. But again, his helmet is not removable, and he looks like more like a water guy. In fact, flippers even fit on him. So, but yes, he does have another version, and it is 1991. And then there is, well, we don't really talk about the modern type versions, because again, some years they do have them, some years they don't. So now there is other versions of both Astro Viper and Budo, and I think they're each blue actually. And Budo is the International, I think that's 1993. Hooded Cobra Commander HCC did a video on that one, and I did catch that video. So yes, it is 1993 as part of the International Force. And then I think the Astro Viper was it 97 maybe? I'll have to double check the date for that one. Oh, 1993. So 1993. And now we're just gonna put these ones aside for a second, and we're gonna talk about, well, we're gonna talk about Blizzard, because Blizzard has a real confusing thing happening here. Because, well, the one version they called Frostbite is also a version they used for Blizzard, but just a different color paint job. So 1997 Blizzard version is this one. Now, this is the Frostbite version, I guess is probably 93. So in the other video I just did with Frostbite, this one apparently is not Frostbite. He has the same exact skull. So they used basically Frostbite for Blizzard, and that's where it gets confusing. The people at Hasbro. Now, the only version I know of Blizzard, well, there's obviously Tiger Force, but that's international, I believe. And we haven't really talked much about the international ones, because there's like Shipwreck, Airtight, and a few others, even Outback, that are all Tiger Force. So I'm not exactly 100% sure what year this Blizzard is. So he could be in the 2000s, and I think maybe even with that snowmobile he might have come with. Could be. Oh, there goes Budo. And well, there's the Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme's head. Oh, you know, I used to enjoy those movies. And you know, there is the European version, which is the Tiger Force version. So, you know, why didn't we get some of those cool versions? Now, like, I do love the Street Fighter version, and it's got silver and gray paint application. Oh, there goes the dominoes. Oh well. Jeez. See, this is what makes it more fun when you don't edit a review, because, well, you never know what's gonna happen. So we do have the version 2 of Roadblock, and there is a 2004 version that is in part of that set there, that huge set. Anyone wants to donate that set, feel free to. That was one of those exclusive sets that you got at the convention that you can't really get. And well, Um, oh, jeez, dominoes. So Road Pig again. His weapons are orange. You know, they should have just left them black. Also, I almost forgot for my Storm Shadow. There is a black claw that goes with them, and I do have a bunch of claws. I think I do have the black claw, but the 1991 version here, it was part of the Sonic Fighters for Road Pig. And like I said, the 2004 version is hard to find unless you have that set. And I believe it was a convention set. So now all these other versions over here don't have other versions. So the Hydro Viper doesn't have a version. Iron Grenadiers, or I would call them Iron Grenadiers, and Skidmark, as well as Armadillo, Hit and Run, you know, Star Viper, Ferret. Then we have Wildcard, Hardball, and we have Super Trooper, Voltar, Windmill, Sky Striker. I might have already said the Ferret, Secto Viper, and Nullifier. Just this version of Destro, I absolutely just love. It's just friggin' awesome. It is the awesomeness. But I love both versions because both versions have, like, you know, difference, a little different to them. A few differences in the body sculpt, and that is cool. And I do have 6 of these Hydro Vipers. So you can see where the confusion comes in when Hasbro decides to use the same figure with a different name. And all those other figures didn't have any versions. They might have modern versions, I'm not sure. Now we already talked about Sergeant Slaughter, as well as Sneak Peek. So I just have his Night Force version. But as you can see, if you want to check out the other videos with Slaughter, as well as the versions we talk about of Storm Shadow. And I did love Storm Shadow in the as a Cobra. You know, he shouldn't have become a Joe. And we're just going to take this off the stand again, because, oh, my frostbites hit the dust. All these versions in this line here, Repeater, Spearhead and Max, Lightfoot, Shockwave. Oh, Shockwave also has another version. This version here. Yeah, that one might not be that might be the version, but it is this version, definitely. That one's like a darker blue. So that is Shockwave's other version. That is cool. I'm gonna guess 2004 because it does come in a 2-pack. So Shockwave does have another version. And then there's Muskrat, Charbroil. So that's the only exception, I think, for those ones. Oh, we have a weapon. And then obviously there is other versions of all of these ones we covered in the other videos. And even like Steel Brigade, you know, again, choose your own figure. I never even called them Steel Brigade as a kid. I called them me because that was my figure. You order your figure of yourself. I got myself. And yet, it would have been better if it was a ninja. No, because a lot of us love the ninjas. Now, it breaks my heart that we will be getting some sort of financial crap happening because of Brexit. So India is part of the problem there. Whose side is India on? Anyways, so in August there'll be a disruption in the stock market. Now what they should do is just freeze the stock market, leave everything how it is, and eject all those people that dropped the US dollar, or the US currency. And well, because that's a communist attack against the dollar to try to create chaos and shows, and also it's a diversion for war, because you know they're preparing for war. Like, they don't do all these drills for nothing, Russia and China. And well, if you're not paying full attention, get those hypersonic missiles ready as soon as possible and distribute them to your allies, because well, if you don't, that's the only edge that they might have. And again, Putin's threatened nuclear war. He's positioned his pieces as well in the Arctic, or whatever the north. That is the Arctic. There's Antarctica, and then they're doing stuff in South Africa. They're trying to take over Africa, and even Argentina and Brazil. I think those are communist countries as well. So you know, you got a little bit of house cleaning to do to get rid of those. Well, if there's a war, those are the countries you should be targeting as well. But anyways, oh, it is a crazy world, and well, the war just keeps escalating more and more, and well, that's what the communists want. They wanted to disarm the populations in the Western countries, and well, they did a pretty good job. And that's why they want to try to take over. But like I said, Putin keeps threatening nuclear war, and he does have those hypersonic missiles, and he is moving his pieces all over the map. So you might want to get fully prepared and get your defenses ready. And if there is a stock market crash, just everything freezes so nothing can crash, and you just reset the market without the value of those other countries that try to create the terrorism effect of attacking your dollar, because that is a financial terrorism on a global scale from the BRICS, because they're going off the way from the American dollar, try to crash the economy. And so all those in intelligence should put a freeze on that. The stock market should be put on hold or frozen, and no collapse should come. And because a reset wouldn't work, what are you going to do? Reset the wealth of all the wealthy people? That just doesn't work. So, you know, you just got to pause it and just leave it as it is. No one loses anything, and you acquire everything from those countries that committed that BRICS. Whoever joined BRICS is against the North American. It's pretty simple. So you acquire all their assets to default and to fix the stock market. So all the assets from India you seize. And well, any other country that's going to attack your dollar, you have to take their assets. And well, if that creates a war with China, then well, why is China trying to create economic terrorism against the American dollar? If it wasn't for the Americans and the American dollar and even the rest of the world for manufacturing, for helping China become what it is, well, then China should learn the hard way, I guess. And if China wants to go to a nuclear war with America, well, they're going to have their hypersonic or even ultrasonic weapons. And well, let's see what happens there, China. But anyways, we did talk about other versions, and I love talking about G.I. Joe. And I just wanted to get that off my chest because, you know, no one's paying attention. But that's all part of this plan, that this communist agenda that they have is to crash the dollar and to create the chaos. And if they're going to be doing that in what they said is August, they're moving away from the American dollar, well then, that's when you freeze the stock market, you know? And put everything on hold until you sort it out. And seize all assets of those countries that basically created the economic terrorism to destabilize the North American and European countries by crashing the American dollar. So even if it went down by 50%, you seize all the assets. Anyways, thanks for watching, and love you guys. Take care and prepare. Awesome. Keep on collecting. Go!